to the Dog Mom Knits podcast, episode 13. My name is Amanda, and I'm coming to you from coastal Virginia, where I live with my husband, Sean, and our 3 dogs, Bandit, Copper, and Finley. You can find me on Instagram as Dog Mom Knits, on Ravelry as Dog Mom Knits 08, and we do have an email address for this podcast, and that is dogmomknits@gmail.com. This is a knitting podcast where I talk all about my knitting adventures. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are a new viewer and if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. Your support and your comments just mean so much to me. All the links to everything that I talk about, all the shops, podcasts, and anything else will be in the Dropbox down below. I do have notes in my notebook down here underneath the camera, so I apologize if I'm looking down. I'm a teacher on summer vacation, and notes are necessary, but even if it was the middle of the school year, notes would be necessary because that's just how my brain works. Today is July. I don't even know. Tell me you're a teacher on summer vacation without telling me you're a teacher on summer vacation. It's July 20 something. It's the last week of July. Yeah. I go back to school I have the rest of this week and then 2 more weeks off, and then I go back to school. I have already started working on some school stuff. I direct one of the drama programs at my school, and that starts before, officially gets going before the students come back. So I've started working on that, but I love it. So I'm not even a little bit mad about it. I still have plenty of knitting time though, as you will see. Y'all, this podcast is going to be so weird. If you watched episode 12, you know that I went into the end of July with all these plans for all these socks that I was going to finish, and nope. I got a bunch of finished objects. Only 1 pair of socks though. Craziness. It's absolute craziness. I don't know what's going on. Let's start with some housekeeping stuff. I have 2 patterns that are out right now, the Bumps in the Road socks and the Road Trip socks. Prior to the month of July, they were only available on Ravelry, but as of now, they are available on Love Crafts as well. And I will have that storefront linked down below. So if Ravelry is not accessible to you, and you are interested in my patterns, Love Crafts, they're on Love Crafts now, so you can link down below. I also created, for those of you who are able to go on Ravelry, I created a Ravelry group for the podcast. So I will have that link down below also, but it's just another way for us to chat and hang out. I didn't put up a video last week because there's just been a lot going on behind the scenes, because is everybody excited? August 1st to September 5th, 3 by the Sea Designs and I are hosting an end of summer knit along. I'm so ready. So excited. So back in June, when school ended and I was getting ready for my surgery. So if you're a new viewer, I had a partial hysterectomy in June. When I was getting ready for the surgery, I started writing a pattern that I was calling my Seashells on the Seashore socks. As I was working on that pattern and starting to get all the notes written out and I cast on a pair of socks, Kim from 3 by the Sea Designs announces that their summer collection is called She Sells Seashells. And one of the things they were going to be releasing was some hand-dyed yarn from Kim. And I was like, this needs to be a thing. Pattern, yarn, let's do this. So I have the pattern here to show you what it looks like. I have the yarn here. I'll have everything again linked down below, but this is my only sock finished object. This is the She Sells Seashells pattern, which is from me, Dog Mom Knits. It will be available on Ravelry and Lovecrafts this Sunday, which is July 31st. The yarn that I used for this was Yarnable's March, I believe, colorway, which is called Mermazing. Just to give you a little bit of the texture. I love this pattern. I love this yarn. Guys, this is the second one. You have options in the pattern. So your socks do not have to look exactly like mine. Even if you knit in the same exact yarn, they don't have to look exactly like mine. There's a choose your own adventure section. But this is my Seashells on the Seashore sock pattern. So this will be coming out July 31st on Ravelry and Lovecrafts. The knit along that I'm hosting with 3 by the Sea Designs starts August 1st, which is Monday, and goes through September 5th, which is Labor Day. So it is an end of summer knit along. You can knit a pair of socks using my pattern. She sells Seashells on the Seashore socks. You can knit using the yarn, the beautiful She Sells Seashells yarn from 3 by the Sea. This is so beautiful. And I believe she still has some in her Etsy store. They still have some in their Etsy store. I will have this linked. Finley is a fan. Okay, let's just pause and deal with the princess. Finley saw something outside. I'm not sure what, but she went outside, realized it was raining, and came right back in. She's like looking at me like I did something wrong because I put her out because she has to go out and it's raining. And the mind of a Finley. What are you going to do? Okay. I don't remember where I was. The knit along starts August 1st and it goes until September 5th. You can knit a pair of socks using my Seashells on the Seashore pattern. You can knit anything using the She Sells Seashells yarn from 3 by the Sea Designs. And if you knit a pair of socks out of their yarn, you get 2 entries for prizes. Make sense? 1, 2. I guess that's how we'll do it. There is, on my Ravelry group page, there is a chatter thread to talk about the knit along and the amazing yarn. And there is an FO thread for you to post pictures of your finished objects. We will pick a prize from the chatter thread, and we will pick a prize from the finished objects thread, a prize winner. Sorry, we'll pick a prize winner from the chatter thread and a prize winner from the FO thread. And we're going to use the hashtag, and I'll put it here. It's hashtag Seashells KAL22 on Instagram, and there will be a prize for that as well. So 3 separate places to earn, to earn prizes. FO thread, not to earn prizes, to enter to win prizes. FO thread, chatter thread, hashtag on Instagram. So again, She Sells Seashells on the Seashore. I wrote the pattern and I can't even get the name right. She Sells, no, this is not, too many seashells in my life. seashells on the seashore sock pattern, or she sells seashells yarn, or both. Nice, right? I'm so excited. It has been so much fun coordinating with the ladies of 3 by the Sea Designs. This is my first knit along that I am hosting. I love knit alongs. I find them so motivating. So I hope that you are excited. I hope that you come and join us. It's a month, basically, like 5 weeks, to finish a pair of socks, or a one skein shawl if you want to just use their sock yarn to make a shawl with. What? I'm looking at my notes because Kim and I made a lot of notes because that's how both of us work. Okay, so I already talked about that. Whips are allowed if you have already started with the 3 by the Sea yarn. You can double or triple up with other make-alongs. So if you are participating in Summer Sock Camp with the Crazy Sock Lady, you could enter your socks in for her make-along and for ours. If you knit a pair of socks, it must be an adult size sock, but shorty socks are wonderful and allowed. And if you knit a pair of shorties and you have enough yarn from 3 by the Sea to knit 2 pairs, and you knit 2 pairs of seashells on the seashore socks, that's 4 entries. So you get 2 entries for the first pair of socks and then 2 entries for the second pair of socks. However you work it is fine. If you can, if you knit multiple socks in the same pattern, 2 thumbs up. If you knit 2 pairs of socks out of their yarn, 2 thumbs up. Yeah. Just drop your finished objects in the FO thread on Ravelry so that you get entered for a prize. We are going to have one YouTube live here on the Dog Mom Knits channel, and we're going to do an Instagram live hosted by Kim of 3 by the Sea Designs on their Instagram channel, on their Instagram page. We don't have dates for that yet, so watch this space. But we are going to try to make this a little interactive. So, grab some yarn. Pattern will release on July 31st. Cast on August 1st. And let's finish out the summer knitting with friends. So I think that's it for that. I've already showed these enough. This is one of my finished objects. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my gosh. I just love this yarn so much. This is one finished object. This is the only sock FO I have for this episode. I had all the plans for all the socks. And then working through Sock Week with Knitty Natty, the 8-day sock knit along that she hosts, and my sock knitting mojo was like gone, and all I wanted to work on was really big projects. I have no idea what I don't know what happened, but all I wanted to do was pick up some of my shawls and my tee that I'm working on and just work on those. And I was like, okay, if that's what I want to work on, then that's what I'm going to work on. Because I didn't want to fight it. I was like, if this is what my brain wants, then let's do it. So one of my goals for this summer was to finish my Starting Point shawl, Starting Point wrap by Joji Locatelli. I showed it on my Whips Parade, and I showed it on my, did I show it on the last podcast? Can't remember. I think I did, because I was working through what was in the initial release, Clue 5, because this was released as a mystery knit along. And I did not keep up because, it's beast. I started this project on May 13th of 2017, and it is finished. I wove in all the ends. It took 3 hours to weave in all the ends. And it is blocked. I finished it on July 15th of 2022. So this is half of it. And I will try to pan up. Hold on. But wait, there's more. There we go. That's the end of it. And this is doubled up. The other side is exactly the same. And then this is the kind of center panel or the join. But it is done. And it is huge. I mean, look at this. This thing is massive. And I do not remember all of the yarns that I used because I started it so long ago. But they are on my Ravelry project page. I love it. I have no idea how I will wear it. No real idea if I will wear it. But it is done. It's huge. Look at this thing. It's like, ugh. It is, I think, going to be perfect for if I go to the movies and I want to keep something over my shoulders at the movies. It's big enough, I think, that our foreign exchange student could use it as a blanket if she's sitting here watching TV. I might take it to school and leave it at school in case I have a, like some, you know, my classroom is cold sometimes. And so if I get a little bit of a chill, I could just kind of wrap up in it. But I don't know. You might just see it sitting here on the back of this chair because I'm not sure what to do with it, but all I want to do is look at it because I love it. It's so amazing. So beautiful. Look at that. All those textures, all the different stitches. It's amazing. And it's done. Yay, it's done. So, excuse me. So that's reason number 1 why I don't have more sock FOs. Look at that thing. Look at it. It's so amazing. I love it so much. So this is reason number 1 why I only have 1 pair of socks finished. Reason number 2 is because I finally went and grabbed my shawlography, which was the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I finished knitting this in like February or March, I think, but I never wove in the ends. So I finally sat down and wove in the ends. It took me 2 hours to weave in the ends. And then I washed and blocked it. This is now done. I did not love this while I was knitting it. I'm not going to lie. I did not realize that this yellow was going to be such a kind of feature color. And before I blocked it, the yellow was like the only thing I could see. Everything just paled in comparison to this really bright yellow. But once I blocked it and kind of pulled out some of these lace stitches and some of this texture, it totally changed. And now I am obsessed with it. I love it. And I am going to wear this. I feel like I'm going to wear this so much over the summer. Over the summer. No, not over the summer. I feel like I'm going to wear this so much in the winter because I can wear it kind of as a scarf when I go to school. And then if my shoulders get cold when I'm sitting in my classroom, it's big enough that I can I mean, it's called shawlography. It's big enough that I can kind of throw it on like a shawl to kind of keep my shoulders warm. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. And I am so, so grateful that it's done and it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. So reason number 2 that I don't have another finished sock is because I have my finished shawlography. And then reason number 3 that I don't have an extra finished pair of socks based on the goals that I had set for myself in episode 12 is because I went back to my whips pile. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right side. And I pulled out the Fringe Theory shawl, which is by Megan. I think she's Megan 311YO. And I knit this out of Knit Circus. I believe it's called Tiny Princess. It's a DK weight shawl. I started this on August 7th of 2018 and finished it on July 21st of 2022. If you watched my whips parade, the only thing I had to do was add the fringe. Like, that's the only thing I had to do was add the fringe. I had already cut the fringe. It ended up being a longer process than I was expecting because I didn't have enough fringe. So I kind of started in the center and worked my way out. And then I had to go back and kind of take out some of the fringe to try to get to the ends. But I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. It's very soft, very squishy. It is going to be absolutely perfect. Sorry, fluff. It is going to be absolutely perfect with a black shirt and a pair of gray slacks at school this fall and winter. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I love it. This was such an easy knit. I remember knitting it. I remember knitting it fairly quickly. And then I just stopped because I didn't add the fringe. This is the wrong side. You can't even really tell, which I love when a shawl doesn't have an obvious wrong side. So yes. Reason number 3 that I didn't get my sock goals done. And then reason number 4 is after I finished my starting point and my shawlography and my fringe theory, I pulled out my Summer Tea by Joji Locatelli. I am knitting this, I don't even know out of what. I have a project page for it. It's been a long-standing whip. But I am knitting, I went back, so when I last showed you guys this, I was like halfway through this front panel. So I finished it, joined in the round, and now I'm just knitting and knitting and knitting. This is how far I am past the armhole. So yeah, this will be good once school gets going again. And I want knitting that I want to knit, but I don't want to think because I don't have to think. I just have to knit. Knit, 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 knit. Until the bottom. So, all the sock goals from episode 12 that got intercepted by all the big projects. And I'm okay with that. Knit what your mojo wants. That's what I say. As long as you're knitting, it's all good. Take a sip of water. I did order a new cup on Amazon. Oh, love it. I'm not on Amazon, sorry, on Etsy. I'll have the shop link down below. It's got my name on it. I love it. It's 30 ounces because I'm not drinking enough water. And so I was hoping that a bigger cup would mean drink more water. So 3 really large FOs. the Starting Point Shawlography and Fringe Theory, and I need your help. Where do you take really good finished object pictures of big projects? I'm so used to just finishing socks, and I'm like, wait, I don't even know that I have a space to lay the entire Starting Point out because it's longer than a twin size bed. Like almost twice as long as a twin size bed. So where do you take really good FO pictures? Can you leave a comment down below? Give me some tips. Cause yeah, I want some really good, I'm so proud of those projects and I would love some really good finished object photos, but I just don't know. Where do you take huge finished object photos? Okay, so I have in this bag, which is my Desert Vista Dye, what I've been keeping my Desert Vista Dyeworks in. I have my socks for the Desert Vista Dyeworks 8th annual monthly sock club. I have 5 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I have 5 days. Hopefully I'll be able to finish the socks in 5 days. I have the first one done. The yarn colorway is called the Queen's Hats. It's on her ZN base, which is her sparkle base. I'm using my pattern, one of my patterns, which is the Road Trip socks. It's got like this spiral texture. And I love it. I'm so excited. This sock turned out so beautiful. So yeah, I'm working on these. The Queen's Hats. So I picked a Progress Keeper that's a little teacup from 3 by the Sea Designs because I thought that was fitting for Lizzie, for Queen Lizzie. This is as far as I've gotten on the second sock. So I'm just not even halfway done with the cuff. And yeah, 5 days. 5 days to get that done. And then I also I mentioned it earlier, I was knitting a pair of socks during sock week with Knitting Natty. I was using Tiger's Eye Shark by Yarn Over New York. I got the first one done. I have a little shark Progress Keeper from 3 by the Sea Designs. Like, come on, guys. I feel like all my Progress Keepers are from 3 by the Sea. I got one sock done. I love it. But really during sock week, all I wanted to work on was my Starting Point shawl because I could feel myself getting so close to the end that that's where all my attention went. So I have the second one started, but I'm not very far. And that's okay. It will get done. I'm not going to end the summer with no sock whips, which was my original June goal for myself. And I'm trying to remind myself that that's okay. Because I got a bunch of other stuff off the needles. I cleaned, I frogged some stuff, cleaned off some needles. I finished some long-term whips that I am really excited about. So if I still have socks, that's okay. Because socks are good school year knitting for me. My Starting Point shawl is not. Too much brain space. So I have one done. Sorry, did I say? This is Yarn Over New York, Tiger's Eye Shark. I did try a new to me heel. It's called the OMG heel. I think it's one needle something gusset. What's the M? I can't remember. I love this heel. I think I'm going to start doing this OMG heel instead of a full heel flap and gusset. If you haven't checked it out, highly recommend. There's OMG and then the OMG Spacious heel, which if the OMG heel is too tight for you, there's a way to increase your stitches. And the pattern includes toe up and cuff down. you're going to see a lot more of the OMG heel as I keep knitting socks. So that's it for active whips. It's just those 2 pairs of socks. I have to finish my Desert Vista Dyeworks socks by the end of July. And I would like to finish my Sock Week socks also, but I'm not putting that much pressure on myself because like I said earlier, my school year is starting to kind of kick back in. So, you know, I've got to kind of give time for that. But that's where we are, knitting wise. So I thought for the next segment where I usually do my acquisitions, I would talk acquisitions and future cast-ons because there's quite a bit of overlap between them. So I figured that's what I would do. So one of the acquisitions that I got is from Rags Fiber Arts. She is a yarn dyer and store owner in Pennsylvania. I've talked about her before. I love her. You can find her at ragsfiberart.com. She's also on Instagram. This is her Ulta DK, which is 100% Australian Merino superwash yarn, superwash wool, 294 yards. It is a 4-ply. It is accidental pooling. Is that what it's called? But I'm going to use this yarn to knit a pair of convertible mitts. Andrea Mowry has a pattern and I love it. And I have wanted to knit myself a pair of fingerless mitts. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to do fingerless mitts, I might as well do convertible mitts. So I'm going to do a pair of convertible mitts out of this. I am in the Love and Stitches membership with Knitty Natty. And in September, the group is doing a make along for gloves or other things for your hands. And so this seemed, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that would be such a beautiful pair of convertible gloves. So future cast on and acquisition during the month of August. I'm going to knit a pair of gloves out of that. I also, so this is just an acquisition. 3 by the Sea did their Christmas in July yarn, and I'm sorry, it's still in its packaging, so it's glare. It's like a big glare. But this is their Christmas Island colorway. It is so beautiful. And Kim has already started knitting with this, and the pictures are stunning. Absolutely stunning. These are going to be a pair of Christmas socks for my husband, Sean, because he is from Australia, where it is hot in Christmas, at Christmas. And he always complains that it's too cold here at Christmas time. So I thought a pair of kind of tropical Christmassy socks would be kind of fun for him. So I picked that up. I also got my zebra yarn. So I participated in the Zebra Yarns 4-day knit along over July 4th weekend. And she picked a winner off of Instagram, and it was me. I love it. And no surprise to anybody that knows me, but when I went to her shop to pick a skein of yarn, I went with Purple Rain. So it is a purple striping, like 2 colors of purple striping with a dark purple mini, and she sent me a little zebra, and he's so cute. I love it. He's so cute. So another acquisition. This is not a future cast on. This, I don't know when I will cast these on, but they will get cast on. Then I picked my Desert Vista Dyeworks socks for August. It's on her Viso base. This is 1949 M&Ms. I love M&Ms. They are my favorite, my second favorite candy behind Reese Cups. I just loved these colors. So these are going to be my August Desert Vista Dyeworks socks. And then I have 2 more pairs of socks that I would like to work on during the month of August. One is for one of my coworkers, and I'm going to knit out of this ginger snap yarn. It's called Work Pants. And this is from Stash. I've had this for a while, but it's just blue, different tonals of blue with like some gray and white. And my teacher's assistant, one of my former students was my teacher assistant in the spring semester at the end of last year, and she was phenomenal. And my fall teacher's assistant got a hat. I knit her a hat. So for my spring teacher assistant, I'm going to knit her a pair of socks out of Legacy Fiber Arts on their steel toes base. It's called Pop. The colorway is Pop Fizzle. I am so excited to knit this up. This colorway is going to be so much fun for her. I feel like she is just going to like love this really rich, bright purple as much as I do. So, yeah. So here's hoping Sock Knitting Mojo comes back because I have quite a few socks that I need to work on in the month of August as school gets going again. So I think that's all the knitting, all the yarn. I'll do a little bit of a life update and then I'll sign off. So reading and watching. I've finished reading the Joanne Fluke Christmas Cupcake Murder. Then I went back to a series that I had been reading before from Kathy Daly, and it's the Holiday Bay series. I read Lantern in the Lighthouse and Hint in the Hashtag. There's a 20th book in that series coming out in October. And then in October, there's like a spin-off series coming. So I'm wondering if the 20 book series that follows Abby is ending and we're switching over to, I think it's Shelby and Amy. That's what I'm anticipating. And I'm excited that we're going to switch over to different people, but in the same town. So the same cast of characters kind of stick around and I can keep checking in with Abby and Georgia, and all the people that I love in the town of Holiday Bay. Then I started reading a new to me author. Her name is Kate Young. I started reading Southern Sass and Killer Cravings. I like it. It's not my favorite book, but it's good. I'm not wanting to not read it, so that's positive. My husband and I started watching Only Murders in the Building. We watch one episode a night. So I'm not very far, but I like it. I think it's really fun. I love Steve Martin. I love Martin Short. So, you know, right there, sign me up. But it's been pretty fun. But like I said, we're not very far, so I don't really know like any of the fun stuff. And then I started watching Virgin River on Netflix. I had never seen this before, and I was hearing all the buzz about season 4 is coming out. And I was like, okay, maybe I should just go check it out and see what it's about. What it's about is an amazing story. I love it. And I have really, really, really been enjoying that. So that's been my night knitting where I just kind of get done with my day. I put all my stuff away. I grab my yarn and I just start knitting and watching Mel and Jack. And it's just really cool. If you are a fan of Virgin River, no spoilers because I'm still in season 1, but leave a message down below. Tell me who your favorite character is because I love it. I'm liking Doc Mullins and Mel, obviously, because she's the main character and she's pretty awesome. What else? So on Saturday, we discovered that our dishwasher and our dryer weren't working. So that was fun because when it rains, it pours. So we got our new dryer yesterday. Our new dishwasher should be delivered soon. That's just fun. And then, like I said, my school year is kind of starting to kick back in. I've got some things that I'm working on for the theater production that I'm a part of in the fall, and some professional development that I'm doing just for me, for my own personal, my own personal craft of teaching. I've got some professional development that I'm working on. So it's not too much, a couple hours a day. So, I mean, it's not like I'm back at work, but yeah, don't have as much knitting. That would definitely be knitting time that is now devoted to professional development and planning the show for the fall. And I think that's it. The dogs are good. They went to the vet, got clean bills of health and all their vaccines. So they're doing well. I go back to the doctor next Tuesday for my hopefully final follow-up after my surgery in June. I am hoping that she's going to release me from all of the restrictions and tell me that I can go about my life. Because it's a pain. Like, I want to reach down and pick up Finley and I can't because she's 17 pounds and I can't lift anything over 10. And it's like, ugh. Yeah. I'm ready to just be done. I think is the moral of the story. I'm just ready to be done. I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else going on. What is that? Cheer Copper. He's crazy. Well, I'm going to go and work a little bit more on some school stuff and make sure everything's ready for the knit along. Don't forget, pattern of release on July 31st and the knit along starts August 1st. Hashtag SeashellsKal22 on Instagram. And then over in the Ravelry group, the Dog Mom Knits Ravelry group, we have a chatter thread and an FO thread. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I hope wherever you are having a relaxing and joyful summer. And I pray that your knitting is giving you the peace that you need to deal with whatever life is throwing at you. Happy knitting!